This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight from downtown St. Louis in Busch Stadium, game number 1 of the 3-game set. It's the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And with Jim Edmonds, the Cardinals Hall of Famer, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is with us as well. Welcome to the broadcast booth here at Busch Stadium in game number 1 between the Brewers and the Cardinals. If the Cardinals are going to find a way to win in this series, they've got to be able to shut down some way, somehow, Christian Yelich. He's off to a remarkable start.
Right now, the player of the week, probably going to be the player of the month, and right now the player of the decade. It looks like he's killing the Cardinals with a .500 average, 8 home runs and 19 RBIs. He's got 13 home runs on the year already, and I don't know how you can get him out from what I've seen in the first 2 series.
It's not just Yelich. On the other side for St. Louis, Paul DeJong, very good defensively. He's taken a step up in that regard, but also at the plate, putting up good numbers.
Yeah, we got a good player in ourselves, as Paul DeJong has been having a spectacular season so far, offensively and defensively. You see here the last 12 games, .404 average. He's been doing everything, and he's been getting better and better every time he goes out there. I really think the experience over the last couple of years is really starting to pay off.
First time we've seen Milwaukee at Busch Stadium. And some home cooking for St. Louis. The studio, Scott Warman. And the gang will take a look at that. Home cooking here at Busch. The Cards, the Brewers coming up. Look at the head-to-head matchup. Brewers and Cardinals. 7 games, and the Brewers have won 5 of them. What really stands out, the starters struggle, relief ERA, you see it there, but it's the home runs. Yelich himself with 8 against the Cardinals. The rest of the Brewers with 9. Between the 2 teams in 7 games, 32 home runs. Do we see that tonight? Brewers and Cardinals coming up. This Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Steak and Shake. Get 4 meals with 4 items for $4. 4, 4, 4. Get more for 4. Only at Steak and Shake. It's game number 1 of a 3-game series. The Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. 82 degrees, partly cloudy here in the Gateway City. Along with Jim Edmonds, Jim Hayes, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Delighted that you have chosen to be with us tonight, this Monday night here in St. Louis. As Jack Flaherty will make his 3rd start already. And here we are, 3rd start against the Brewers this season. Now last year, very good in those 4 games he went against Milwaukee, but this year, Jimmy, has been roughed up.
Yeah, he's had some rough outings against the Brewers, but who hasn't so far this year? Christian Yelich has been on fire. That's 13 home runs, damage all over the place, and just a really good Brewers team so far this year. Although I think they've cooled off a little bit, but so far they've had the Cardinals number.
The Brewers have dropped 9 of their last 15 after winning 7 of their first 8. The lineup tonight, Kane at the top, then Yelich and Grandal, Travis Shaw, Ryan Braun, Eric Thames, Hernan Perez at second base tonight, Orlando Arcia, and Adrian Hauser. This will be his starting debut in the big leagues. He has worked out of their bullpen, and the Hyundai pitch arsenal on Jack Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty's fastball can be in the 96, 97 range, even up to 98. Good slider, curveball occasional, changeup every now and then. 4, I think, quality pitches, but when he struggles and gets behind, here comes the fastball, and a lot of the league knows that. So he'll have his work cut out for him tonight. Getting ahead and getting right after these guys is going to be good.
Last year in those 4 games that he started, Jack Flaherty had an ERA under 2, and the Brewers in those 4 games hit .173 against him. Yelich, a big part of the turnaround for the Brewers against Flaherty here in 2019. Batting average against is .457 in those two starts. And a strike, and we're underway here at Busch Stadium. Lorenzo Cain at the top of the lineup for Milwaukee. He loves hitting in this ballpark, a .382 average in his career. I think it's going to be interesting tonight. Flaherty was getting ahead of hitters, but then not putting them away and going deep into counts. You got strike one on Cain, and now it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he starts to nibble a little bit, which I don't think he had done in the past. Something new this year, a little bit, trying to make better pitches, quality pitches. You're right, though. He had a couple guys early on in the season, 0-2, 1-2, and ran the count to 3-2 and ended up giving up some hits or walks, so that hurts.
2-2 the count. Good numbers for Cain against this right-hander. 6 for 14 with a home run. And the 2-2 pitch by Flaherty. He tied him up and struck him out. Comes back to get him. And that's how we start the night.
That's a nice pitch right there. Fastball inside in off the plate. The one thing he does have is a slider that everyone knows about. It is devastating slider, but when is he going to throw it? It's on everyone's mind. Right there, he just went all fastballs and ended up tying up Cain.
All right, it'll be interesting the next 3 nights to see how the Cardinals approach Christian Yelich. Very good numbers at home. All the home runs he's hit have been at home. He's driven in 31 on the year, 29 of the 31 at Miller Park.
That's amazing.
Really just coming into his own. He's only 27 years of age. Two balls and no strikes. Only the 4th player in history to go deep as many as 13 times through 22 games. The mark for home runs Major League Baseball before May 1st is 14. And there's a strike. It was set by Albert Pujols. He had that remarkable start in 2006, opened up this ballpark, and then matched by A-Rod in 2007. And the 2-1 pitch. In 7 games, and still including tonight, 12 more to go, Yelich already has set a record for the most home runs and runs batted in a season against the Cardinals by a Brewer. 3-2.
Little wrinkle here for Yelich. Not the big slider that he normally throws. It's kind of a smaller, shorter slider. Something that went straight down instead of across.
And a ground ball. Wong ranging to his right, jumping to throw, and he got him. What a play, Colton Wong. Boy, that's a good play.
It's a really nice play. Great pitch right here. Gets this play. Colton does this a nice job going and getting the ball and getting rid of it in a hurry. Yelich can really run down that line.
It's outstanding there by Colton Wong, and now Yasmani Grandal. Shift is on for the Cardinals against the switch hitter. Brewers catchers in 2018 hit .237. And that drops in for a strike. The slugging percentage .363. So they went out. Free agent deal for Grandal. Cardinals, though, have kept him in check. 3 for 21 with a home run. And they've struck him out 8 times. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he hits a high fly ball into shallow left center. There's Fowler. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Flaherty. The top of the Cardinals lineup coming up here at Busch Stadium in Game 1. The top of the lineup, Matt Carpenter and Paul Goldschmidt, followed by Paul DeJong. Then Marcell Ozuna, Jose Martinez, Yadier Molina, Dexter Fowler, Colton Wong, and Jack Flaherty. That's presented by GMC. This is Adrian Hauser. He does have a little major league experience. Made 2 relief appearances for the Brewers in 2015, 7 more last year. And he's getting the call up from AAA San Antonio. And this is his first ever major league start.
Pitched 2 innings against the Cardinals last year. Did pretty well. He's got a good fastball.
And the fastball, when it's right, is in the mid-90s. Those are the numbers in the Hyundai pitch arsenal out of the bullpen last season for Hauser. And the first pitch taken low. He was drafted in the 2nd round 2011 by Houston, and then came to Milwaukee in a deal in 2015, and some pretty big names involved in that deal. Here's a 1-0. Milwaukee got Brett Phillips, Domingo Santana, and Josh Hader. Houston, Carlos Gomez and Mike Fiers. And the 2-0 pitch taken for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Pretty nice deal for both teams.
The Josh Hader guy is pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if when you let a guy like that go, I don't know if you know what you're letting go, because what he's done has been incredible here in Milwaukee.
Hader, by the way, has given up a home run in each of his last 3 appearances. Marcell Ozuna got him, Kike Hernandez, and Cody Bellinger. First time he's ever given up a run in 3 straight outings. And a leadoff walk for Matt Carpenter. Well, Paul Goldschmidt loves to face Milwaukee pitching, especially at Miller Park, but overall his career average against Milwaukee, .370. On the year with 8 home runs, and 5 of those against the Brewers. Shift on the left side, and it's chopped slowly towards third. Tough play here. Goldschmidt is safe at first. Hustling down the line.
Can't hit them all hard, Danny. Sometimes you got to get those infield hits.
Do or die play for Travis Shaw. And Goldschmidt can run for a big man.
It's a nice play by Travis Shaw. All he could do right there. Made a strong throw. Probably any other first baseman in the league is safe. I mean, is out. Sorry.
That's now a 9-game hitting streak for Paul Goldschmidt. Here's Paul DeJong. Runners at first and second. Cardinals using the same lineup for the 4th consecutive game. They haven't done that since 2017. Hanging breaking ball and tapped foul, 0-2.
It's got a big breaking ball, a pretty good changeup to go with that fastball between 93 to 95. A little bit of movement, kind of all over the place as far as in and out. So I think you got to look dead red and just try to react to that breaking ball.
Cardinals winners of 2 of 3 over the weekend, as DeJong is struck out a pitch that was up and in. Take a look at the Brewers defensively. Braun, Kane, Yelich in the outfield. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs. Travis Shaw, Orlando Arcia, Hernan Perez, Eric Thames along the infield. Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. First strikeout for Hauser, and it brings in Marcell Ozuna. Already the 8th time these 2 teams have met. Ozuna has hit safely in each game. Ozuna hits it sharply to Shaw, and the turn, double play. Double play off the bat of Ozuna. Second inning rolls in when we come back. There's a look at Michael Wacha to his left, by the way. Drew Robinson, who also was just called up again. And with more on some of the moves, let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Dan, Michael Wacha was really good in his last start, but Mike Schultz said Wacha had a flare-up in his left knee, not during the game, but in his recovery workout. Wacha goes on the injured list. Schultz says it's more precautionary than anything, and Wacha will miss one start just to be safe. Daniel Ponce de Leon has arrived from Memphis along with Drew Robinson, and it'll be Ponce that will take Wacha's start tomorrow. Ponce was 2-0 with a 3.24 ERA at Memphis, and Danny, Ponce told me his curveball is greatly improved since we saw him last at spring training. He says he has a brand new grip, and it's made a big difference, so we'll see tomorrow.
All right, Jimmy, thanks. Here is Travis Shaw. Little tapper out in front of the mound. And Flaherty has seen 4. That's 4 up and 4 down. And it brings in Ryan Braun, who has crossed the 1,600 game mark with Milwaukee. And he's one of 3 active players, 1,600 or more games, all with the same team. One of them behind the plate, Yadier Molina. Ryan Zimmerman of Washington. We'll see him on the next road trip. And now Ryan Braun. The Brewers are playing without Mike Moustakas in this ball game, at least for the time being. Suffered a small fracture on his right ring finger. And he had 3 home runs hit in 7 games against the Cardinals. And the 0-1 pitch to Braun.
1,600 games, a lot of games in one uniform. Seems like forever ago when he was playing third base, throwing the ball all over the place.
Forget about that, don't you?
Long time ago.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Ryan Braun, very good numbers against the Cardinal right-hander, but this will neutralize it. This is a good slider.
Yeah, it looks like he's changing it up a little bit, mixing his pitches a little differently than he did last time. Good pitchers will go out there when they go back to back. They will give you a new wrinkle and something different from the first time that or the last time they faced you. Especially back to back starts. I remember back when faced Roger Clemens in the American League, and he came at us one time just fastball split the whole game. That was it. And we knew he threw a slider, he just never threw it. And the next time we thought, okay, fastball split. Fastball, slider, curveball.
Mixed it up.
So he mixed it up, and needless to say, he probably was pretty good.
Here's a 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Jack Flaherty.
Noticing, too, that he's throwing a little bit more of a sinker. He's taking a little off. You see this pitch right here runs inside. His 93 instead of his typical 96. He's getting a little bit more movement today.
There is something to that, isn't there? Overthrowing a bit. You want the velocity, but then you sacrifice the movement.
Yeah, you get a little bit of, when you overthrow, a lot of times I think guys just try to overthrow and get underneath it a little bit, but you're right. If you overthrow, the ball flattens out a little bit. Just mixing in the curveball a little bit more. I think his slider is a little sharper, a little smaller today. Not so many 4-seamers so far.
Doesn't throw a lot of curves to lefties, only about 45% of the time. But that was a first pitch curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I just like that he's mixing it up. It just shows you that he's thinking and he's evolving a little bit, and not just going to keep going out there and throwing the same stuff.
Getting beat out by his fastball against the lefties. They're hitting over 400 against him on the fastball, so we'll see if he changes it up with the lefties that you have in this lineup tonight. The 2-1 pitch to Thames. Into the Cardinal dugout. Willie says he's all right. Whew. Pretty close. Also Pop Warner there and Matt Wieters, Adam Wainwright. Could have gotten anybody. 2-2 the count. Thames hitless in his career against Flaherty. 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. How about number 6? He'll take that. Ground ball. Goldschmidt, Flaherty, 6 up, 6 down. Martinez, Molina, Fowler coming up here at Busch Stadium. Did our stats with Lowe's. Brewers, as we mentioned, hot start. They've cooled off. Cardinals, they were 4-5 to begin, but since then playing much better baseball. You take out the games with the Brewers and the Cardinals, well, that record would be 10-4. And the best winning percentage in the game. But you got to play these guys. It just seems like we're playing them every other week. Here's Jose Martinez. I was visiting with John Mozeliak today, the president of baseball operations. And for fans that don't know, the Cardinals acquired Jose Martinez for $1. $1. That was the trade. Did not have a spot in Kansas City. Cardinals had interest in him prior to signing with the Royals. And they made the deal. $1.
What do you think the Royals did with that dollar?
Well, there's a lot you could do with $1.
Can't even get a pack of bubble gum anymore for $1.
Can't get a ball.
No.
And they used to say, well, I traded that guy for a bag of balls, right?
Yeah.
Can't do that.
No. That's expensive now.
Right.
$1. Hopefully they haven't told him that yet. The cat is out of the bag.
I asked Mo, I said, is it your best deal? And he's had some good ones. I said, well, that's for $1. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Might be my best. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And Martinez beats the shift. Base hit. And the Cardinals have their second hit. And something else.
I just don't understand the shift with a guy throwing 95 miles an hour and a guy who hits the ball all over the ballpark. I think we're overthinking it sometimes. You got a guy throwing 95. He's going to beat you with a fastball. Thank you very much. Turn that 4-3 into a 1B.
No doubt. Jose has hit safely in each of his 8 starts. He's at first, and here's Yadier Molina. I wonder if the Cardinals will want to be aggressive in this ball game tonight. In terms of their base running, and Molina, his last 12 games, big numbers. Driven in 11 runs. He's got a 9-game hitting streak and 11 runs batted in during these 9 games. And the 1-0. The LED lights are on as it's gotten a little dark here in St. Louis. We understand some rain in the forecast later tonight. Opponents are 10 for 14 against Grandal and stolen bases as Yadi shoots it out to right. And the catch made by Christian Yelich. Fowler is average up to 274, no home runs, and he's driven in 2.
Time for a homer. Needs to get that 0 off the scoreboard.
Had a double in the ball game yesterday down the right field line. Cardinals talking about how he's seeing the ball much better. He's had 9 walks this season. And that's fouled back. That's 4th on the team. Jeff Albert, the hitting coach, on the left. Paul Goldschmidt there on the right. One ball and 1 strike. Milwaukee 13-10. The Cardinals 12-9. Both clubs 1 game back of Pittsburgh. And the Pirates playing Arizona tonight. And that game tied 1-1 in the 3rd. You can break down so many numbers in the game, but one that is a positive for Dexter Fowler is line drive percentage. That rate is at 39%, and that leads baseball in that category, which may surprise some folks. He's had some games where he's hit into tough luck. He's talked about that, but I go back to how he looks in taking pitches, Jimmy. He just seems to be more comfortable.
Totally different guy. Tell you what, that line drive percentage was way up in spring training too, so it's kind of carried over into the season. But you can see even taking pitches like that, he wasn't able to hold up on some of those pitches before, and he's been really calm at the plate, doing a nice job, like you said, of taking pitches, staying back, being a little bit more picky. It's all about being still with your head and being able to see the pitch as soon as it leaves the hand.
Martinez running, base hit. Fowler goes the other way. Jose, he'll try for 3rd. The throw, he is out, and Fowler winds up at 2nd base. And Martinez pointing to the dugout as if to say, let's review it. Good piece of hitting by Dexter Fowler going the other way. And the Cardinals apparently will not challenge. You know, one thing that you didn't see was the tag kept on the body, and that's when he got tagged out. He came off the bag, and you have to keep that tag on now with the replays.
Yeah, I think Jose was kind of hoping that maybe he was going to say he pushed him off the bag.
And now Colton Wong hitting .500 this year against Milwaukee. Hit just a .150 against them last season. Wong, base hit into right. Fowler coming home. The throw to the plate, not in time. And Colton Wong makes it a 1-0 Cardinals lead.
Good job by Dexter going to 2nd on that throw, or this play doesn't happen. Colton hitting this changeup right here, shooting it through the hole, but if Dexter doesn't go to 2nd base on that throw, heads up, Colton doesn't have a chance for an RBI here. Nice job, Dexter.
Here's Flaherty. So a 2-out RBI by Colton Wong. And Flaherty pops it foul down the right field line, and that's out of play. Colton Wong, statistically one of the best hitting second basemen in the game so far this year, especially in the National League. Tied for 2nd in homers among second basemen. That's now his 14th run batted in. That's 1st. His slugging percentage 2nd best. So off to a very good start.
Might turn him loose right here too. I think that with this kind of pitcher, very conventional fastball, curveball change, pretty straight most of the time. Curveball's recognizable. I think that maybe Flaherty can put it in play. Maybe get something going.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. And it's 1-2. Home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. Alan Porter down at first. Mark Wegner at second. The crew chief and Ramon De Jesus at third. Line foul. Our good friend and a longtime Cardinal employee Tom Parchomsky celebrating a birthday here at the ballpark. So happy birthday, Chomps. One of our favorites. Not only will he sell you a ticket, but he'll catch your bullpen for you or throw BP.
Saw him down in the locker room today.
Man that wears many hats in this organization. Wonderful guy. Happy birthday, Chomps. 2-2 the count. Outfield very shallow in center and in right. And the 2-2 pitch. Chopped towards third. And Shaw across the diamond. Colton Wong with 2 outs, a single into right. That brings in Fowler. 1-0 St. Louis. Third, 1-0 Cardinals. It'll be Perez, Arcia, and Hauser, 7, 8, 9. Round the horn presented by Dobbs. The Cardinals defense tonight: Ozuna, Fowler, Martinez. That trio in the outfield: Carpenter, DeYoung, Wong, and Goldschmidt along the infield. And Yadier Molina behind the plate. There's a look at Jack Flaherty. We talk about pitching ahead, and it's a lot of numbers to digest, but the bottom line is, you know, you get ahead and you've got a chance to put hitters away, and that's especially true with his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's got tremendous stuff. I just feel like he's gotten ahead, and you said kind of looked for the strikeout, and I think that's the thing. I wrote this down a minute ago, and I was thinking about this, and a lot of these young pitchers that come up with good stuff want to strike everyone out. And I've been around the league enough to hear all-star game talk and playoff talk and off-season talk with all these guys. Some of these guys with really good arms, and they talk about how their strikeout numbers go down as they get older. And a lot of guys say that you got to learn to not try to strike guys out. You want to learn to conserve pitches and pitch to contact and do exactly what Jack Flaherty's done tonight, which is throw different pitches, different times in the at-bat, get guys to roll over, ground out, get it moving, put the ball in play and move on. Don't try to strike everyone out, and that means don't get ahead and try to make the perfect pitch for the strikeout. He's doing a good job of that tonight with just getting guys to ground out and going to the next hitter.
And a strike to Perez, filling in for Moustakas at second base tonight. Couple of home runs and batting .257 on the year. Dave Duncan, the longtime pitching coach under Tony La Russa, talked about that time and again, pitching to contact to go deeper into games.
Yeah, and he said one time that I was talking to him about a changeup, and I said, I thought he wants to throw that changeup so they swing over the top of it. And he said, no, they want to hit it on the ground at the second baseman, get the at bat over with, pitch to contact.
Catch made by Jose Martinez. You were talking about efficiency with pitchers, and I was talking to Paul DeYoung before the game, and he was talking about trying to be efficient as an everyday player and what you do in preparation in both the batting cage and taking ground balls. That sometimes you can do too much. And he said, I see guys all the time. All they do is hit for an hour or take the ground balls repeatedly. And in the summer months here in St. Louis, if you don't pace yourself, as you know, you're in trouble.
Yep. And the other part of that too is you make sure you got to get out there and get loose each and every day. So there's a fine line between getting out there and doing too much and then also being ready for the game.
Said he was kicking himself after the error over the weekend, and I said, well, what about the plays yesterday? One to your left, the other one to your right, deep in the hole. He said, it looks like you're taking your defensive game to another level. And he said, that's all Jose Oquendo. He said, Jose has been the most influential coach I've ever had in terms of defense. He said, I love playing shortstop. I love it. Thank you, Paul. Right on cue. Please make a good throw. Thank you. Remember, he's a college catcher at one point, Paul DeYoung. And then a lot of time spent at third.
Good change.
And then he's at short in the big leagues. He said just the skill that Oquendo applies to ground balls and the footwork. And that was a good example of how you settle and make the throw. And he said a lot of guys want to charge and throw off balance. And he said certainly there's times you have to do that, but he said he really taught me to get my feet under me on the throw. Here's Hauser after the ground out by Arcia.
I've been around the Cardinals now for 19 years, and this spring training still try to find out where Jose is and listen to when he teaches these guys early in the morning or just even at practice, and just stand behind him and listen, because I feel like you always learn something new.
Jose teaching in Florida. For those that don't know, still a part of the Cardinal organization and helping out players at the lower levels.
I'm going to have to say he loves it, because he just goes and goes and goes.
And right now they're going back to the dugout thanks to Jack Flaherty. First time through the lineup. No hits allowed, 3 strikeouts. Coming up, the top of the Cardinal lineup. Carpenter, then that man, Paul Goldschmidt and Paul DeYoung. 1-0. All is Major League Baseball's initiative to inspire all forms of baseball, softball participation, making opportunities available and fun for everyone. To find a youth organization near you, go to playball.org/playballnearyou. This pitcher, Hauser, it's interesting. He has given the Brewers a little flexibility, because all major league players on the 40-man roster are given 3 option years in their careers. And options allow the team to send a player to the minors, back and forth. We've seen that with Brebbia and others without being subjected to waivers. And he actually had 3 years, and the Brewers were given a 4th because of an injury. And so I'm not sure that
red shirt
right-hander likes it, but the Brewers do.
Got the red shirt him.
Here's a look at the defense for Matt Carpenter, who walked back in the first inning. It could be, as time goes on this season, the Achilles heel of the Brewers, starting pitching. We know the lineup is outstanding.
And that'll definitely catch up with you, especially over time when you start playing the same teams over and over.
And the 1-1. 2 strikes on Carpenter.
That's the thing around this league. You know, over the years, especially in the last 5 or 6 years, I've seen teams jump off to a hot start. Pirates did it one year. You know, the Cubs did it before they got really good. This team has done it a few times. But when you're young, or if you don't have the pitching, 162 games will get you. It's good for a month or two. And you start to see those teams in August and at the second half, September, start to really fade. And it's hard to hold it together for the entire 6-month season.
2-2 the count on Carpenter. And a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Hauser. Missouri Lottery Fox tracks, and rarely do you see him chase a pitch up and out of the zone, but it's a strikeout.
He's got that high fastball working today. He's got a couple of strikeouts up there.
Goldschmidt, the infield hit back in the first. And they put a shift on the left side. I asked Paul before the game today about the home run that he hit on Saturday, and he said, you know, we had such a big lead, and I was not taking the at-bats I wanted in that game. I was just trying to take something up the middle. He did that all right. And hits it into the shift.
Left middle, but up there about 460 something feet.
Wow.
You know what I saw today on social media on the internet was Mark McGwire's home run against Randy Johnson in the Kingdom. Said it traveled 538 feet.
It's ridiculous. It still was not the longest home run at this ballpark. That's Keon Broxton of all players. Longest home run. Curveball drops into DeYoung, who struck out.
I'd like to know where he hit it, because the ball that hit the cement in dead center field, they gave what, 440 something, and then the ball that Goldschmidt hit, what, 460 something. So that went a long way. I don't know if I've ever seen two balls hit that far in the same week, let alone at all here in this ballpark.
The 1-1 pitch and a foul ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals have Adam Wainwright lined up in this series. The day game on Wednesday. Daniel Ponce de Leon, as Jim reported, tomorrow. Zach Davies will go tomorrow, and Chacin on Wednesday. Big Cardinal fan Josh Golden never misses a game out in California. Happy 72nd birthday. That's inside the third base line, just under the glove of Shaw. And Josh Golden, here's a birthday present. Happy 72nd birthday. The double there by DeYoung. First extra base hit of the game for either side.
Sinker inside. You see that ball really get inside. Paulie pulls his hands in. Nice job getting the hands inside the baseball right there and just getting it by the third baseman. Ball's way in off the plate.
Here's Ozuna, grounded into a double play back in the first. And the first pitch, a fastball in there. Kubota power stats this season: 7 games for Ozuna against Milwaukee, and very good numbers. Nothing into the count. That was the 10th double, by the way, hit by Paul DeYoung, and he's second in that category in baseball. Outfield straight away, and they're deep for the Cardinal left fielder. Trying to elevate the fastball again. Doesn't chase. 1-2.
Just look at all these stats surrounding Marcell Ozuna right now and think about the spring training that he went through. It was unbelievable to watch how frustrated he was getting and just wasn't getting any results.
Sometimes it's really ugly too.
Yeah, he was really struggling, and now you look, he's got 8 homers. He's hitting the ball hard. Driven in 17.
That breaking ball, I mean, there's been a few he's left out.
It's a big breaking ball, and it's every now and then it'll stay up. One of those is going to get lost. I'm going to have a call on that. Just not sure who's going to lose it, but
You want to make the call, or you're just not sure you want to make a call that is going to happen?
I'm going to say that it's going to get hit tonight at some point.
It's sharply to Travis Shaw. And the Cardinals strand their third runner of the night. It's 1-0 as we head to inning number 4. Top of the 4th, and it's 1-0 Cardinals. So the top of the lineup for Milwaukee: Kane, Yelich, and Grandal. We check in with Jim Hayes. Jimmy.
Dan, Mike Schultz was asked about facing Christian Yelich a lot today. We're talking many times. At one point, Mike said, "What's left to say about him?" Schultz did say this: "We've been very clear about how we should pitch to Christian Yelich. We just haven't been able to execute it." Michael Wacha, who will miss his start tomorrow, kept Yelich under control in his last start. Yelich was 0 for 2 with a walk. Wacha was aggressive on the inside part of the plate, then worked away. Schultz told me we'd like to see more of that, but a lot of questions, understandably, about Christian Yelich, Dan.
And I know that Mike was asked Jimmy about pitching inside to Christian Yelich, was he not?
Well, there are certain parts apparently in the Cardinal scouting report where Yelich doesn't like on the inside part of the plate, and there's certain portions of the inside part where he does. And he said the pitchers have been told what to do. They just haven't executed the way that the Cardinals have laid out. And they said, you know, also Yelich has hit some good pitches, so you have to give him credit as well.
All right, Jimmy, thanks. Yelich has been incredible, and that is a strikeout. Number 4 for Jack Flaherty. Take a look at our Toyota key to the game with Jim Edmonds.
Well, the key to the game, clearly, as we've been talking about it, is the Yelich factor. Keeping him off the bases or keeping him from beating you. There's usually pick out 1 or 2 guys that you don't want to beat you, at least one guy, and that would be this guy. You do not want him to beat you in the game tonight.
Yelich grounded out his first time up. Very fine play by Wong on a backhander. There's strike 1. I mean, you look at him, Jimmy, and he's not big, but he's wiry and strong, and I mean the bat gets through the zone maybe quicker than anybody in the league.
Yeah, he's really impressed me. I mean, he had a really good year last year, but he's hit a couple balls this year that shocked me. The location, the velocity off the bat. He's done it all so far this year. He's had some really good at bats. He's laid off some really good pitches. I'll tell you what, I don't know who he hit it against, but he hit a ball in Milwaukee, a line drive off the back of the bullpen wall to left center field.
Andrew Miller, that's who it was against.
I just saw the end of it and I was in shock because it didn't look like he got full extension, first of all, and second of all, to left center field it's a tough way to go.
Good pitch, and it's 1-2. Yelich named today, this afternoon, as a matter of fact, as the NL Player of the Week. 8 home runs, and by the way, that's more than 12 other teams. 12 teams didn't have what he did last week. Go inside here in the 1-2.
Key to getting a guy like this out when he's hot is just make him think that you're just going to keep pounding him inside. So you throw him strikes inside, you throw him in off the plate, you just keep challenging him in there, but you don't want to throw the ball over the middle. You start to get him, you may even give up a hit in the first at bat, but you got to get him to think in, and then you can start doing other things.
Got to wonder if getting out of Miami also kind of reinvigorated him. You know, the crowds there are, I mean, literally 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is fun to play in Milwaukee, and that is a good place to hit, so it had to help.
Slowly hit. Goldschmidt bare hands to Flaherty at the bag. Nice play, Paul Goldschmidt.
Little improvised right here. Don't know what to do when it's rolling this slow. I don't know if I've ever seen that play made like that before. See something new out here every day.
So 2 down, and Yasmani Grandal. Fly to center field. First time up. Shift on the right side. The slider. Grandal held up 24 home runs last year while playing with the Dodgers, and that was the most hit by any catcher in all of baseball. And the 1-0 pitch. OPS on base plus slugging, and he leads in that category this season for all catchers. Right down the middle on 2-0. Flaherty much more efficient tonight. 51 the pitch count, with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. 2 strikes, 96 on the gun.
He's done a really nice job of mixing up his pitches. I think in the first inning he was in the middle 90s. For an inning or two he was 90, 91, 92 with some sink. Now he's starting to throw the fastball again a little bit harder. That's what pitching is all about. You can't just throw the ball up there. You got to pitch. You got to move the ball around and change speeds. Even when you have A+ stuff, guys are still going to figure you out and catch up with you.
And the 2-2 on the ground, handled by DeYoung. Martinez, Molina, and Fowler coming up. Cardinals take on the Reds Saturday, April 27th. And that day, 30,000 fans 16 and older take home a cozy stadium sweatshirt blanket. You'll be able to cuddle up in your new blanket while you'll cheer on the Redbirds. Cardinals.com/promotions. Martinez, Molina, and Fowler. Cardinals, it'll be interesting to see what they do at the playing time of Jose Martinez. Bader coming back shortly. Cardinals could potentially get him back. They're not going to send him on a rehab. That would be Wednesday. And then Tyler O'Neill, they feel they've got to give him some at bats to get his timing back. There's Harrison Bader, who has been the starting center fielder for the Cardinals. And the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Martinez, a base hit as he beat the shift back in the second inning.
That shift isn't there this inning.
No, sir. Playing him straight up, and he beats him again. Base hit into right, and he's 2 for 2. That was on an 0-2 pitch.
Oh-2 fastball inside, and he takes it the other way. Does a good job staying inside the ball again. All he does is hit.
Be tough to sit that bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge to make a decision to sit him or to platoon him right now, but got to do what you got to do when you get your center fielder back.
Here's Yadier Molina, and the first pitch taken high, lined out to right field, and 0 for 1. Trying to make it a 10-game hitting streak tonight. Well, the Cardinals have had some opportunities in this game. 4 innings for Mike Schildt's club. 3 of the 4 innings they've had the leadoff man on. Double play into the first. They picked up a 2-out hit, RBI by Wong in the second. DeYoung doubled last inning, was left stranded, and now this base hit by Martinez. The 1-1. Yachty pulls it foul. The check swing did not go. Adrian Hauser is from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, which is Ryan Helsley territory. I asked Ryan before the game if he knew this young man. He said, I do. We're 2 years apart in high school, but everybody knows who we are. We're major leaguers. The 2-2 spoiled by Molina. Ryan also saying, and there's been some issues in the past with his arm, that he feels great. So that is a issue of the past. Knock on wood.
It's good to hear.
Two and two the count on the Cardinals catcher. And a strikeout of Molina. The third tonight. Chevy Fox Tracks.
It's just a little sinker down and away. Gianni was a little frustrated that he chased it.
Issues for Hauser in spring training, some walks, lack of control, but did not have a problem. The 3 minor league starts, 18-2 strikeout to walk ratio. And tonight he has walked 1 and struck out 3. Fowler singled to left. First time up. Jose Martinez was running from first to third, was thrown out. Fowler took the bag at second and then was driven in on a 2-out base hit by Wong. 1 ball and 1 strike. Making more contact, not swinging through nearly as many pitches. Would you think about on a 2-1 maybe starting Martinez? Fake going to second, foul back, and it's 2-2. Just to try to get some momentum going, a little energy, a little action.
I like it. I mean, it's a 1-run game. You got to try and do something, I think. But you know, Mike knows his players and knows who he wants to run with and who he doesn't. So I think the pitcher is the one that you're thinking about. It was, like I said, he's kind of conventional.
We were in, Mike's office today talking about base running, and he told us, he said, we're proud of what we're doing right now, and it's something we continue to work on. It started in spring training. You were in uniform, you saw it.
Yeah, he's continuing to push his players to do better. It's a process. It really is. Like I said the other day, you can kind of get complacent out there, and if you get tired and take things for granted, and all of a sudden another guy gets tired and you don't push, and you just got to keep reminding yourself, and he reminds his players.
Let's check in with Jimmy.
I was talking to Paul Goldschmidt about how aggressive the Cardinals are on the base paths. He loves it. He said it's contagious. You can see how contagious it is. He said you go first to third, the next guy gets a sac fly on what would have been a lazy fly ball. One guy, being a good base runner, helps the next guy. It makes everyone's stats look better. More importantly, helps you win games.
We saw that yesterday with Marcell Ozuna. 2-2, and Fowler lifts a high fly ball into deep right. Jimmy called it. He said he was due, and he takes one into the Cardinal bullpen. Fowler's first of the year, and it's 3-0 Redbirds.
Another ball inside. He stays back on and gets to. Just so much more behind the ball than he was in spring training and early on.
Good to see him smiling again too. He is a factor if the Cardinals can get him going, and he's starting to show signs. 3-0 St. Louis. Good for Dexter Fowler as Wong puts it on the ground to first, taken there by Eric Thames. 418 feet off the bat of Dexter Fowler. That's his first home run since last July 24th against Cincinnati, so it had been a while. We did the game in spring where he had 2 home runs from the left side of the plate, and even then you mentioned he was starting to come around.
Starting to feel it. Found something. Changed a little bit.
I know you went back and looked at some video of Dexter and working with Jeff Albert as well, and you know, just trying to see some of the little things happening as Flaherty puts it on the ground. We'll talk about that when we come back. Dexter Fowler is 2 for 2. Home run into the bullpen. 2-run shot. Dexter Fowler with the 2-run homer. It's now 3-0 Cardinals. And Jimmy, we were talking before the commercial break about some of the things that he's been working on at the plate. You detected on video.
Yeah, but Jeff Albert does a really nice job of trying to get the guys to work on stuff over and over and stay with the game plan, and found something on video maybe just to try and slow him down this spring or this year, and they just approach it and they keep working on it. And I think Jeff's done a really nice job with a couple of these guys from watching, and just kind of, like I said, have a game plan and stick through it. Spring training was a work in progress for a couple of guys trying to do certain things differently, try to improve, and you never stop trying to improve. And I just think it was he's one of those guys that really benefit from it. And it was funny that day that we were down in spring training and he hit those 2 home runs, and I was telling you, I was sitting there I think with Landon, and I heard Dexter yell out something like, "I found it," or something, and he's changed man so far.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. And the Fowler home run is first of 2019. Good to see. Jack Flaherty now in the 5th. And here is Travis Shaw. That's fouled back. And Flaherty could not be much better so far tonight. He has struck out 3. Last time that he faced Milwaukee, gave up 9 hits in that start, and it was the most he's ever allowed in a start in his career at the major league level. And the 1-1. Shaw hitting 178, 1 home run. That was against St. Louis. And he's driven in 5 this year. First time up. Bounce back to Flaherty. Shift on the right side. The 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2. The Brewers' third baseman 0 for his last 15. Trying to get on track. Inside.
Travis Shaw's got some ridiculous power.
Yes, he does.
I think his 1 home run against Flaherty was a bomb. It was a hanging slider that did not go where Jack wanted it to.
And the 3-2 struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Flaherty. Reminder that Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals, and by St. Louis Children's Hospital and Washington University Physicians, Guardians of Childhood. he has quieted thus far one of the better lineups in baseball. Here's Ryan Braun. One out and nobody on. And Braun hits it out to deep right. Martinez, he'll look up, and it's gone. The first hit, and it's a home run off the bat of Ryan Braun the opposite way in his 5th of the year. He's now 6 for 11 against Jack Flaherty, and 3 of the 6 have been home runs.
Ryan's one of those guys that gets tremendous backspin. You can see he swings down on the ball right here. It gets backspin. He's got really good power the other way because of that backspin. He stays through the ball. The ball travels a long way off his bat.
A strike to Thames. Thames grounded to first, and in the hole here, 0-2. Carpenter will move from third to the right side of the infield. So the first base runner allowed by Flaherty, and it's a home run. Well, here's what we're talking about. He had him 0-2, now 1-2. Let's see how deep this at bat goes, which is a point of emphasis.
See if you can control your emotions after the home run. Go back to making pitches.
From 0-2 to a full count. Ryan Braun, 327 career home runs, 164 on the road, 163 at home. And the 3-2 to Thames. Fouled back. And that's pulled foul. And that's a walk. Braun is number 1 on the all-time home run list in Milwaukee history at 327. Robin Yount, the Hall of Famer, 251. Prince Fielder, 230. Then Jeff Jenkins and Gorman Thomas made the final out in the 1982 World Series. Thanks to Bruce Sutter. One out walk, the first issued by Flaherty. And that is smoked out to left, and that ball is gone into the bullpen of the Brewers. 2 hits tonight, both have been home runs, and this one a 2-run homer, and we're tied at 3. Both home runs coming on the first pitch of the at-bat. Hernan Perez with his 3rd of the year.
Just a sinker. I think Perez does a nice job of just beating him to the pitch. He goes and gets it. It's in on the hands. Just gets the barrel to it.
Orlando Arcia grounded to short first time up. Well, you got to regroup. He struck out the first man he saw. Then Braun Opposite field home run. Walk to Thames after being ahead 0-2. And the line drive home run hit by Hernan Perez. We're tied up at 3. And that is a batter that's tied up. Flaherty right now is saying to Arcia, let's go. Kind of motioned him to say, let's go.
Screamed. Not sure why he was looking back at Jack Flaherty right there, but
how hard is he going to swing here? That's why you put it there. He's going to gear up and try to knock one out.
Mouse game's going on right now. Here you go again. Try and hit this fastball inside.
2-2. Fouled back. Look at him staring at him.
I wouldn't stare too much.
The Brewers, a lot of home runs hit. Third in all of baseball in home runs. And 69% their total runs via the home run. 2-2 the count, and the next to Arcia. Jack had a little extra on that too, 97. And the pitch count now at 75. And the 3-2 to Arcia. Struck him out. And Flaherty had a few words for him.
Rightfully so.
Adrian Hauser, a strikeout back in inning number 3. Yeah, I'm not sure why Arcia would be upset on a ball that goes up and in.
I think he thought the ball was further in than it was. And the ball had some tail to it. It was almost like if Jack threw it at him.
First man up after a couple of home runs are hit and a walk.
Yeah, that's not really why, but this ball does get away, just like it did right there.
Here's a 1-1. And now 1-2.
I don't know if I would be staring at a guy throwing 97 with a nasty slider.
3 strikeouts in the inning, 7 tonight, but a pair of home runs. The Brewers have tied it up. It's 3-3 midway through 5. T-Mobile's connection team. All rise. Aaron Judge, strained oblique. Right now, the Yankees, 2 players from the team's wild card game starting lineup are currently healthy and on their roster from a year ago. And then Shelby Miller, pitching with Texas, 5 1/3, gave up 3 earned in a win against Houston. Miller pitched in just 5 games for the Diamondbacks last year, coming back from Tommy John, and it's his first win in nearly 2 years. Home run hitters Braun and Perez were tied 3-3. You didn't like the all rise?
Oh, I did. I was shocked at the Shelby Miller thing, but I forgot he was hurt.
It was part of that big deal with Atlanta to get Dansby Swanson.
Then he didn't win a game for almost a year.
Remember how bad the Braves were that season, and Shelby was really good. Here's Carpenter, top of the lineup, 3rd time through now against Adrian Hauser. Carpenter has walked and also struck out. Hauser has allowed 7 hits. Walked 1. That was Carpenter, and struck out 3. That pitch taken low. Pirates now out to a 4-1 lead against the aforementioned Diamondbacks. It's in the bottom of the 6th. Shift on the right side. The 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2. And Shaw backing up towards the second base bag, so all kinds of room. Left side of the infield. Reminder about Cancer Awareness Night here at the ballpark. That'll be Monday, May 6th. And those tickets can be yours. Cardinals.com/theme. Always something going around here at the old ballpark. And the 2-2 is a base hit into right. So Carpenter on base for the second time, and now 4 out of the 5 innings. Cardinal leadoff man is aboard. When getting a fresh start leading off that inning, Cardinals highest team on base percentage at .392. Goldschmidt 1 for 2. You got to wonder just how quick the hook will be for Craig Counsell, 3rd time through a lineup. And as we say that, they now get a right-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. And that's Alex Wilson. Goldschmidt pulls it foul. Jeffress has come back from the injured list. Right-hander that's available. We've seen so much in Milwaukee already this year and seen everybody.
It's unbelievable that on Wednesday they played each other 10 times already.
Don't you think that's too much this early?
Yeah. That's why you start to see the shortstop staring at the pitcher already in April.
It'll be 10 times in the first 24 games.
I don't understand that.
And Goldschmidt lifts a high fly ball left center at the wall, gone. 2-run homer, a high towering blast, and the Cardinals go back on top. Hit it as high as he did far.
I'm not sure if you remember, but that's a hanging breaking ball that someone said would end up in the seats at some time today.
Was that you?
How's Paul doing against the Brewers?
Incredible. That's his 6th home run against Milwaukee this year. 6 of the 9 against the Brewers. He loves Milwaukee pitching. Feasts on it. That continues in 2019.
Sorry.
Paul Goldschmidt, his career against the Brewers. And this season, 6 home runs. And they're the 2 home run hitters. Goldschmidt with a 2-run shot along with Dexter Fowler. And now Paul DeYoung to face Alex Wilson. Numbers on Wilson and our Chevy call to the pen. And the 0-1 on the ground, softly hit to short. Tough play, Arcia. Wow. Big league play right there.
See how athletic these players are nowadays. Shortstops are 6'2", 6'3", can move, make plays like that. That's a tremendous play. Like you said, that is a big league play by a shortstop.
Ozuna is grounded into a double play and also grounded out to third sharply. Well, 7 of the 8 runs scored in the game have been via the home run. No surprise when these two teams have hit 32 combined coming into action against each other.
I'll tell you, if you have a chance to play anywhere early in the season, Milwaukee's the place. Dome, ball flies. Weather is not an issue.
Ozuna looking at the pitcher, and right behind him is a fielder. Now, would that bother you as a hitter?
It can. It depends if he's moving around or not.
I mean, he is.
Ball's probably coming out over his head and into the backdrop of the outfield. You can see back there, but if he starts dancing around, there would be an issue. Certainly.
Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Ozuna strikes out. And Wilson has gotten the first 2 he's seen. Jose Martinez 2 for 2. The view from section 334. And that pitch is strike.
Good seats, eh, buddy?
Must be in the front row.
Front row of the upper deck. Could see everything from up there, though. That's where we'll find Landon the next time he comes here.
He won't get a ball up there, I don't think.
He probably will not.
Got a souvenir last time. He snuck in the bleachers.
Not going to get a toss up there.
Although, if he'd get here early for a game, which I know he likes to do, Jose Martinez used to take a ball and chuck it up into right about that area.
That's a long way up there.
Yep. But he put it in the upper deck right there.
I'm looking up there. I don't see the red light on the cameraman. Tell him to move around a little bit.
I'm assuming that's the camera Phil Nichols. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Martinez.
Landon was asking me the other day if he can start to come early right after school so he can catch balls off the stands for batting practice.
Became an event with Mark McGwire.
Yes, it did.
25,000 people at Busch Stadium just to watch BP. Dave McKay had a lot of pressure on him.
Pressure to throw strikes.
Yep. The 2-2 to short. Wilson retires 3 in a row, but Paul Goldschmidt connects with home run number 9. The souvenir here at Busch. Cards back on top. All right, it's a 5-3 Cardinals lead. And that pitch inside, so Jack Flaherty pitching into the top of the 6th. And he'll get the top of the lineup, Lorenzo Cain. Last time a Cardinal starter faced the same team 3 times in their first 5 starts to begin a season was Ricky Horton. However, 3 of the 5 starts were against the Mets, and his 5th start didn't come until August.
Is he texting you right now? His information?
No. So the last Cardinal starter to face the same team 3 times in their first 5 starts, all to begin the year, Luis Arroyo in 1955. It was against the Reds. And Arroyo is from Puerto Rico. Pitched in 8 seasons in the big leagues and was the first player from Puerto Rico to don the Yankee uniform. Lorenzo Cain, and the catch is made by DeYoung. We're talking about his range and jumps. We always hear that with outfielders. Well, an infielder can get a good jump on a ball too. DeYoung mentioned that earlier tonight. Nice play. And now Yelich 0 for 2 tonight. And a grounder that's foul. Kia drive to success. Christian Yelich against the Cardinals.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's a crazy game.
And that is updated with the rest of the team that's done some damage here tonight. And the 0-1 pitch. 2 strikes. Trying to pick up strikeout number 8. And Yelich goes the other way, but foul. So 0-2 the count. So all of Yelich's home runs have been on the road, 13 of them. Or excuse me, at home, none on the road, 13 of them at Miller Park. And there was a game last week. The Cardinals actually changed up the signs with Yelich up as if there was somebody at second base. And the 0-2. Strikeout number 8.
This is what happens when you start challenging guys. They start to cheat a little bit. Looking for a fastball in. Jack's been doing a nice job of pounding guys inside tonight. Opening up the rest of the plate, getting people to chase.
Here's Grandel, who is 0 for 2. Fly to center, grounded out to short. Strike 1. Kind of, falls into what you were talking about moments ago and earlier in the game. Flaherty got ahead a lot of times, but just could not put hitters away. He fell behind to 17 hitters in the first 4 starts, so he would get ahead, then would fall behind to 17 batters, and that was most in baseball. Tonight, just 1. So premium on throwing strikes.
Especially with a guy like this, you know, who's got such good stuff. If you let the hitter back into the count, then they can start to zone back in and actually look fastball. You know, if you get fastball, and then you get wild, and then all of a sudden you breaking ball for balls, and now they're going, oh, you gotta. If he hasn't thrown me a breaking ball for a strike, got to come back with the fastball, and then now you get guys cheating and trying to really get out in front of pitches.
3-1 the count on Grandal. Fly to center, grounded out to short. 0 for 2 tonight. Brewers with just 2 hits tonight. And that's taken on the outside corner, full count. And a fly ball lifted opposite way. Ozuna back at the wall, and he can't get it. Another home run hit by Milwaukee. And going back to Wednesday, all their runs have been scored via the home run.
These guys lean back on the fastball. They get a fastball in the zone, they're taking a rip. Take a look at the way he swings at this pitch. Looked like Ozuna almost made this play. Oh. Maybe a little afraid to climb back on the wall.
Do you blame him? And that's yanked foul by Travis Shaw. Now a 5-4 game. So the last 5 games for Milwaukee, they've scored 18 runs. All have been via the home run.
It's incredible.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Shaw, who is struck out and also grounded back to Flaherty. Grandal, his 6th home run of the year, and now with 11 runs batted in. First time that Flaherty has allowed 3 home runs in 38 career starts. That's a swing and a miss. It gets away, and Shaw is going to advance to first. Hit the umpire's foot and then kicked away.
No, you don't see that very often right there. That ball went, I think, between Yachty's legs. It must have hit something and stayed down. It didn't bounce up like a normal curveball.
Molina, by the way, receiving the Gold Glove Award prior to tonight's game. His 9th. That's Webb and Leone. Brian Eversgerd, the bullpen coach. Webb the lefty, Leone the right-hander. By the way, Goldschmidt's home run, 3rd most by a Cardinal to open the season in March and April combined. Pujols had 14 in 2006. McGuire 11 in 1998, on his way to 70. So 2 outs and a runner at first base, and here's Ryan Braun at the first hit for the Brewers tonight, an opposite field home run. Inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Flaherty now at 100 pitches. get the lefty Thames on deck. Aguilar on their bench. Manny Pena, and then two lefties, Moustakas. You got to wonder about his availability with the broken finger, and Gamble as well.
I feel like you just not too long ago said he had 51 pitches, and I just looked up and he had 101. So
yep.
It was built up in a hurry.
And the 2-1 pitch to Ryan Braun. Fastball and a good one at 95. Flaherty spot due up fourth for the Cardinals. Looking ahead to the bottom half of the sixth.
Good four-seam fastball right there. Make sure that it doesn't run back over the plate.
And the 2-2 pitch to Ryan Braun. And he struck him out. Jack Flaherty's fourth career double-digit strikeout game, and 2 of the 4 have come against Milwaukee. Where Chevy called to the pen, the hard-throwing right-hander Jeremy Jeffress, in his third stint now with Milwaukee, and trying to come back after an injury landed him on the IL to start the season. BJC Healthcare difference maker, and that's Yadier Molina receiving his Gold Glove. The BJC Healthcare difference maker.
A short guy in the middle. Stevie Cohen from Rawlings.
Yes, sir. We've had many conversations with Stevie.
Little monster.
That's one way to put it. Go back to last season, 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Jeffress. And Yadi hits it out of play. And Knebel, Jeffress, Hader tail end of their ball games last year. You know, Yadi started the season 2 for 28, and since then he's been hitting around 350. And the 1-1 pitch.
Jeffers is one of those guys that jumps at you a little bit. Got good velocity. Ball sinks. You can see right there he cuts across his body a little bit. Sometimes it jumps, goes the other way. Breaking pitches. He makes it really tough on the hitter. Sometimes you get the guys that are deceiving and they got good velocity and movement.
And Molina hits a fly ball into right center. Kane near the track and makes the catch. And we'll see Dexter Fowler, and also now a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Bought enough food for the entire section? We understand. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too.
Fowler, 2 hits tonight. Single and a run scored in the second inning, and a 2-run homer in the fourth. That was his 27th home run as a Cardinal. 23 of those have come from this side of the plate. Last from the right side was a grand slam last season against the White Sox. Here's an 0-1. And he shoots it out to left center. Will it carry at the wall? And it's caught by Kane.
Lorenzo Cain is a really good outfielder. He makes that look really easy. The ball was blistered, but he was playing pretty deep. Took a couple steps back and right there underneath it.
Here's Colton Wong at a 2-out single to right. And brought in Fowler back in the second. And pitch at 94, a little bit low. Also grounded out to first. And the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and one. Jed Jerko at the on-deck circle. He would be the hitter for Flaherty. And the line on Jack tonight, 103 pitches. Mateo's back in. Mentioned that this is the 3rd time that Jeffress has been a part of Milwaukee's organization. Drafted in 2006, 16th overall pick. And a walk. 2-out walk for Colton Wong. And now Jerko. Reminder that Farina Pooches in the ballpark is coming up. Cardinals.com/Pooches. And you never know, maybe Jim Edmonds' dog Girly Girl will be here.
I got more comments on that snippet of our game yesterday
of course you will.
Anything else.
Yeah. Did your wife hear about it?
Yeah, from her parents. And we didn't get a chance to change the name of the dog yet.
No.
Thank you, Bill.
2 outs and a runner at first. And Jerko takes ball 1. 1 for 10 this year. The Cardinals have 1 pinch hit homer. Two and 0. So Jack Flaherty, 6 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, gave up 3 homers, and strikes out 10. And walked 1 tonight. Let's see if he can do something here on a 2-0 pitch. The next 2, Jed Jerko. 2 and 1. On the bench tonight for the Cardinals, it's a 5-man bench. Jerko, Wieters, Robinson, Munoz, and Lane Thomas. John Brebbia throwing in the Cardinal pen. And another check on Wong. 2-2. Jeffress, the injury that he sustained was shoulder tightness. Developed that in spring training. And the 2-2 pitch to Jerko. Struck him out. We head to the 7th. Brebbia coming on when we come back. Lou Fuse, this day's history. See more at fuse.com. The Cardinals draw 30,000 plus for the first time in a home opener. It was 1964. Pretty good year here in St. Louis. Cardinals won the World Series in 7 games against the Yankees. Cardinals, by the way, to put it in perspective, they're averaging 41,000 per home game so far this year, and that's second best in baseball this year. That 64 team. Our young fans know about 2011 and the great comeback. 64 on August 23rd. They were 11 games behind the Phillies. September 20th, they were 6.5 out with 12 to play. And they were able to eventually make it into the postseason. The Phillies lost 10 in a row. That's pulled foul.
He must have been going crazy up here in the booth during those games.
If I would have been in the booth, I would have been going crazy.
Oh, I thought that was your first year.
You can guarantee it. That's year number 22 for me, Jimmy. Didn't quite go back to 64.
Oh, my bad. Thought you and Josh were the same age.
No, sir. Hyundai pitch arsenal. John Brebbia. Fastball slider. 1-2. Always like doing those. The dates in history presented by Lou Fuse. Cards have allowed the 3rd fewest runs. The 7th inning or later. 26 this year. So back into the bullpen has been doing their job.
Indeed. They have been doing one heck of a job coming out of that bullpen.
Brebbia thought he had strike 3. And he says, my bad. I didn't mean to show you up. 3-2 the count. And a late swing again. Couple of odd swings there by Eric Thames. It's 11 strikeouts in the Brewer lineup tonight.
Really good slider, even though it's over the plate. You can tell he came after Thames a couple times with a good fastball inside, and you can see a little bit of a pull off right there. Last second emergency hack.
Just trying to get a piece, huh?
Yep. Oops.
In for a strike to Hernan Perez. 2-run homer back in the 5th. It's 5-4 here in the top of the 7th. So one thing about Brebbia, he comes in and I mean it's no nonsense, gets it and goes and challenges hitters.
Been successful that way. Throw the ball down and away, throw the ball up and in. Got a good slider, occasional changeup.
It's fouled back. First pitch in the 5th to Perez. And it's in the bullpen of the Brewers. That tied the game up at 3. Cardinals about hit Milwaukee 9-3 in this game. The 0-2. Check swing. And he went. Back-to-back strikeouts. Brebbia. Opponents came in hitting 119 against him. That's his 16th strikeout in 13 innings.
You said it though. He comes in and he goes after you, gets you ready to hit the fastball, and then that slider. It can be and it is devastating. It's sharp. He throws it where he wants to. He's got really good stuff. Really good stuff. It's amazing to me the journey that he's been through.
I was talking to Jordan Hicks about that tonight. That'll carry to Fowler. And a 1-2-3 for John Brebbia. Five to 4, bottom of the 7th here in St. Louis. Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Our Chevy called to the pen, Jacob Barnes, and he'll get the top of the Cardinal lineup. And that means Matt Carpenter. It's been Hauser, Wilson, Jeffress, and now Barnes. Hauser went 4+. Wilson the 5th, Jeffress the 6th, and now Barnes. And Carpenter on the first pitch lifts a fly ball out to left. And they missed it. It's a fair ball. And Carpenter will wind up at second base. Good to see that coming there for Ryan Braun.
Talk about the leadoff hitters getting on base. Any way you can get it done. I think he just whiffed this ball on the run. Ball starts bouncing when you're running that hard. Just missed it by a little bit.
And that is ruled a double for Carpenter. So he's at second base, and now it's Goldschmidt. Hit a long home run and was back in inning number 5. Carpenter now tied with Pepper Martin, 15th all-time, 270 career doubles. Goldschmidt, his 9th home run. Not a bad first month here in St. Louis. He's hitting .419 against Milwaukee, .175 against the rest of the league. Then again, you played Milwaukee every other night. Two and 0. Wonder if he's got the green light.
I would think so, but
I would think so.
You never know. Green light for sure, but going on probably Paul, he's probably going to see a pitch.
There's a big gap in left center. Outfield very deep. And the 3-0 is a strike. 3-1. Infield single in the first. Grounded into the shift in the third, and then the 2-run homer back in inning number 5. Full count.
Ball really ran inside. Not sure what I've been looking out over the plate. Maybe even looking for that slider again.
The 3-2 pitch to Paul Goldschmidt. And he walked him. Now the Cardinals, remember when these two teams first met, all the strikeouts in the first 4 games and then added on after that. The first 17 games, Cardinals were averaging about 10 strikeouts per game. And that has been cut in half in the last week or so. So the first two have reached here against Barnes. Runners at first and second. Now DeYoung. We doubled back in the third. That's kept in front by Grandal. Cardinals struck out 47 times in the first 4 games. 47. Our crowd tonight, 35,819. 35819. And DeYoung, a base hit. Carpenter will be held up at third. And the bases will be loaded. 2-hit night for DeYoung, and here comes Marcell Ozuna. You can see that Carpenter, he had to stop just initially off the bat to make sure that wasn't caught. They had a little bit of a shift there for Paul DeYoung, and why take a chance with the bases loaded and your cleanup hitter coming up?
You're right. This ball is kind of hit like a line drive right where the second baseman should be. Instincts just tell you to hold up.
And a chance to bust the game open here in the home half of the 7th. All loaded up. Nobody out. Ozuna at the plate. And a ball. Marcell tonight grounded into a double play. In the third, grounded to third, and then struck out swinging in inning number 5. He's a .384 career hitter with the bases loaded. Outfield deep straight away. Well, now he's got to come to him.
Still got to be patient if you're Marcell. You still want to get a pitch that you can handle. Can't take for granted that a fastball is coming and just start your swing early.
In this count, he's hitting .407. Can be selective and do damage. The 2-0.
That's the same pitch that he threw to Goldschmidt. 3-0. And that's what I'm talking about, why you can't just take for granted a fastball is coming, especially when you've already seen that he will throw a 3-0 slider.
The 2-1 in the dirt. Well, if you threw it on 2-0,
threw it on 3-0.
Yeah, would you go
3-1? This is the type of a bat right here. You stop thinking about the home run and just try to hit a line drive, because you don't know what's going to come. You don't want to ground into a double play. You want to make solid contact, so you almost have to back off a little bit and just put a good swing on it and let things happen the way they may. Don't try to force anything. Got to take your chances against guys that you know what they're going to give you, and the guys that you don't know, you got to back off a little bit.
The 3-1 pitch. He bounced it to the plate. A bases loaded walk and a 2-run lead for the Cardinals. Ozuna with RBI number 18.
The ball bounced up and hit Grandal right in the face. Catchers, when they put down the fastball sign, they don't think that they're going to need to block a fastball. Spike this fastball. Hit him square in the mask.
And now Wilkerson is up throwing in the Brewers pen. They're going to try to give him as much time as they can, and he just got up to start firing. And now it's Jose Martinez, 2 for 3. Couple of base hits to right. Goldschmidt reached on a walk. DeYoung the single. Ozuna a walk. And still nobody out. He does have 1 grand slam. Infield comes in about halfway for Jose Martinez. Bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch to him, and that's a ball. One of the hottest hitters in baseball right now at the plate. Martinez 9 for his last 16. And the average has jumped above 350. The 1-0 pitch to Martinez. Oof. Got away with that. Fouled back for strike 1.
Hanging slider right there.
His eyes lit up with this one. And the 1-1 inside.
I think that fastball right there was just to show him, try to get him a little bit off the plate so he can come back with another slider, or at least the fastball away.
17 pitches, 11 have been balls. The 2-1 is a foul ball.
Ouch.
That's exactly why you take, if you're at third, a teaching moment for our young players, and Goldschmidt says he's all right, but that's why you take your lead in foul territory.
This is why you wear a helmet on the bases. Ow. Right in the Achilles tendon.
The left foot, I think.
Right in the ankle, like lower calf. Whew.
So if it hits you foul territory, it's a foul ball. Now 2-2, and time is called. Watching Goldschmidt's reaction, you would think that the ball is the one that got hurt.
He's moved.
All loaded up here for Jose Martinez. 2-2 the count. Three and 2. Barnes really struggling to find the strike zone. Remember, the inning began with a ball that should have been caught in left field by Ryan Braun. Ruled a double, then a walk, a single, another walk, and 3-2 here on Martinez. Martinez with a fly ball out to left. Braun makes the catch. Goldschmidt tagging up from third. Scores easily. And the RBI for Jose Martinez, his 10th of the year. And maybe more importantly, Goldschmidt running well down the line.
So important to get that run in here. It's a big run right there. Well, there's a guy on third. You've got to figure out a way to get him in.
And now runners at first and second for Yadier Molina. Hitless tonight. Lined out to right, struck out and flied out. Strike 1.
God, he's getting frustrated. That line drive to right on the nose. chased a pitch for strike 3 and just missed a fastball right down the middle.
Outfield straight away, and the 0-1 pitch to Yadier Molina. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, spoiled by Molina. That's the thing. How many times have you seen it, Jimmy, with Yadier Molina and that slider like that, where he tries to shorten up and just punch it into right field?
Does a good job of staying alive. The ball stays up a little bit more. You can't take it. You got to go after it. Never know how much that slider is going to break until it's already into the zone. Once you commit to, you just try to stay with it, foul it off, push it down the right field line.
Again,
there's an art to that.
No question.
Just let it get as deep as possible and flip the bat at it. There's guys out there that can actually try and foul the ball off, and he's one of them.
318 with runners in scoring position. The average for Yadier Molina. And the 0-2. Molina into right field, sinking and dropping for a base hit. They're going to wave him in. Throw to the plate. It's cut off, and Yadi delivers. What do we say? Taking the ball to right, and he does it as well as anybody in baseball. It's now an 8-4 Cardinal lead.
Yadi does an amazing job at extending this at bat and getting a pitch to hit. Get a little frustrated because he missed that pitch right there. You can see it. Fouled off some sliders. Barnes finally throws him another fastball that he can hit. It's a nice job right there to score that run too. That makes a big difference to a guy that has a good at bat like that, like Molina.
It's a 10-game hitting streak by Yadier Molina. 14th time he's had a hitting streak of 10 or more games. And the Cardinals now with a 4-run lead. This is Aaron Wilkerson. He's appeared in one game, went 4 innings in that contest. Now out of their bullpen, and our Chevy called to the pen. Jesus Aguilar at third base, and Travis Shaw shifting from third to second, and now it's Dexter Fowler. Wilkerson will go in the 7 spot in the lineup for the Brewers, and Aguilar in the 9 spot. Dexter has stung the ball tonight. 2 for 3. And his one out was a loud one, as he sent one line drive to the wall in left center. Here's a 1-0 pitch upcoming to Fowler. Wilkerson trying to get on the same page with Yasmani Grandal, and now he's finally set. Here's a 1-0 to Fowler. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Hernan Perez, we thought he was out of the game. He stays in. He's at short. Arcia out. And the 1-1 pitch now to Fowler. Again showing bunt. And it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Fowler. Pulled foul. By the way, another early start tomorrow. 6:45 with our first pitch. Game 2 of the series. Daniel Ponce de Leon, Zach Davies. So that our young fans, boys and girls, can come on out even though school is still in session. A little earlier start. Come on out to the ballpark. 6:45 with the first pitch. And the 2-2. Spoiled by Fowler. And now he's set. The 2-2 pitch to Dexter Fowler. In the dirt. Runners at first and second. 3-2 pitch. And Fowler, another base hit. This one into left center. Have a night, Dexter. That'll drive in a run. Ozuna scoring. Molina, the theme of the Cardinals, going first to third. And Dexter Fowler, a 3-hit night.
Does a nice job of just not trying to do too much. Just quick and short. That's what I'm talking about. The home run can be there, but when you get in a situation where you need to drive in runs, especially with 2 strikes, you got to shorten up, put the ball in play. Good things happen. He stayed back, hit a line drive the other way. Happiness.
I love seeing Yachty even going first to third on a base hit to left center, and now it's Colton Wong. Lane Thomas at the on-deck circle. And a pitch taken high. Wong. And a base hit back in the second that brought in a run. Runners at first and third. It's now 9-4 Cardinals. Outside. Well, the Cardinals in this inning have been controlling the count for the most part too.
They've been doing a really good job of not swinging at balls, and that's really the key to hitting, especially against guys that are moving the ball around. Don't chase. Try to stay patient the best you can.
The 2-0. That's in the dirt. You get a 5-run lead. This might be one of those times you talked about, Jimmy, on 3-0. If you know, let it rip. Three and one.
You're right. Take a chance. You want to really blow this open.
Last time that Fowler had a game of 3 or more hits and RBI was in 2016. And a walk for Colton Wong. The 9th man to come to the dish will be Lane Thomas, and he'll pinch hit for Brebbia. And they're all loaded up for Lane Thomas. Budweiser, what's on tap? Davies and Daniel Ponce de Leon. will come your way at 6. Pre-game show. Don't want to miss it. Fox Sports Midwest. I mentioned my conversation with John Mozeliak earlier today, and we specifically talked about Lane Thomas. He said we knew he had tools and speed, good athlete. Not to say it's been surprising, but maybe a pleasant surprise, I guess. But you know, the power that he showed in the minor leagues last year, it just, the whole package kind of came together for him.
Yeah, he was hurt early in spring training too, and didn't really get a good chance to see what he could do first couple of weeks, and then, you know, kind of playing time gets a little cut short towards the end of camp.
And a ball to Thomas. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Milwaukee. Dominic Leone has been up and hot, ready to go when we get to the 8th. Right now the Brewer relievers struggling in this inning to throw strikes. Began with Barnes. He walked 2 and gave up 3 hits. And Thomas delivers. Base hit into left. 1 run in. Here comes Fowler. Lane Thomas delivers and drives in 2.
Good piece of hitting by Lane right there. Just got a slider down. It's it on the nose. Braun staying back allows Fowler to come home and score, and then Colton Wong does another great job of going first and third right in front of the left fielder.
And runners at the corners now, and here's Carpenter. Started the inning with a fly ball to left that should have been caught by Braun, and it turned into a double. And that pitch is strike. Mentioned that with the double, Carpenter tied Pepper Martin 15th all time. 270 career doubles. Pepper Martin, the wild horse of the Osage from Oklahoma, really epitomized the Gas House Gang. And the 0-1. It's the beautiful thing about the game of baseball. Dimensions have not changed. And you have comparisons. A guy like Carpenter to Pepper Martin, who helped the Cardinals win a World Series championship. And the 0-2 pitch to Matt Carpenter. And he strikes out. Second time that Carpenter has struck out. And it brings in Goldschmidt, who walked and scored back about 10 minutes ago.
About 43 pitches ago.
Yeah. A 2-run homer back in the 5th, infield hit in the 1st. Lifts it out of play and foul. And the 0-1 pitch to the Cardinal first baseman Goldschmidt. 0-2. Wilkerson is, we saw on the stats, 4 innings. His last time out, he's got plenty of rest, so you may see him finish this game off for the Brewers. Their 5th pitcher used tonight. 11 for Cardinals. The 1-2 to Goldschmidt. And the next again to Goldschmidt. 1-2 the count. And he pulls it foul. Well, Paul's got 6 years here, so Pop Warner better be on his toes down there in the third base box, coach's box.
A couple guys can hit the ball down there.
Another 1-2 pitch. Inside. Cardinals picked up 6 runs this inning. That's the most they've scored in any inning this season.
Kind of go back in there with the fastball.
And the 2-2. Goldschmidt a base hit. It's now 12-4. Wong will score. Thomas flying around the bag at second base. Boy, he can run. How about that speed from Lane Thomas?
Yeah, he was really running. Like I said, we didn't get to see a whole lot of him in spring training, but wowee, right there. He's flying to third. Great job by Paulie hitting the pitch. It's probably in off the plate. Pulls his hands in again. Doing a nice job swinging the bat.
So that's now 7 runs, most they've scored in an inning, and the most they've scored in a game this season. It's 12-4. Here's to Young, and Paul hits a high fly ball out to left. Braun under it and makes the catch. It started with a misplay in left. In big league baseball, they make you pay. The Cardinals did that this inning. Big night for Dexter, a 7-run inning and a 12-4 lead. All right, guys, looking forward to the post-game show. Pitching a part of the story as well, with only 3 hits allowed. Flaherty 6 innings. Brevy had the 7th. Now Dominic Leone here in the 8th. I think another story has to be the game of Dexter Fowler. 3 hits tonight, included a home run.
Just keeps climbing up.
12-4 our score. Aguilar in the 9th position in the lineup for Milwaukee. Lane Thomas stays in the game at center. Dexter Fowler in right field from center. And the 1-1 pitch. Our Chevy call to the pen. Dominic Leone, the right-hander.
That ERA and opponent's average against. He's doing a nice job so far this year. This bullpen's been impressive.
Outside. Aguilar, a slow start after an all-star campaign last year. 136 the average. 17 strikeouts. And the 2-2 pitch. Reminder, the Phillips 66 ticket vouchers are back. They're better than ever. Fill up at Phillips 66, 8 gallons or more. You'll get a voucher for up to 50% off on up to 8 tickets to a Cardinals home game. Cardinals.com/Phillips66. Been trying to get him to chase on that pitch in the outer half this entire at bat. Held up just enough, and it's a full count. Out of play.
Really trying to stay out of that power zone, even though it's 12-4. Don't want to give up any homers. Dominic's been pitching well, making his pitches, but Aguilar's got some good power.
And the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Aguilar. Good work by Leone to start the inning. Plaza Tire Service, Fox Tracks.
Good slider.
That's 13 Brewers that have struck out tonight. Here's Ben Gamel. Pinch hitting for Lorenzo Cain. And ball one. Gamel comes to Milwaukee from Seattle. Dexter Fowler now hitting above 300 for the first time at any point of the season. As Gamel whacks that into center, but Thomas with room makes the catch. The last time that Fowler was around that 300 batting mark, June 8th, 2016, and that was when he was a member of the Chicago Cubs. Now Yelich hitless tonight. On a hop, backhanded by DeYoung, and Yelich 0 for 4. Good work by Dominic Leone. A 1-2-3, top of the 8th. Reasons to catch a Cardinals game, and even more reasons to score your tickets at StubHub. StubHub has the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets available even after the first pitch. StubHub, official partner of the Cardinals. 15 hits tonight, 12 runs scored. Wilkerson back out for his second inning, and now it's Marcell Ozuna. Ben Gamel stays in the game in center after pinch hitting for Lorenzo Cain. Ozuna bases loaded walk back in that 7-run 7th inning. Big night for Dexter and the Cardinal offense. A home run. Ozuna, the only position player without a base hit. He'd love to change it. Just see the confidence with Fowler, and the Cardinals did not waver. They kept playing him, playing him, playing him. Mike Schilt giving him that vote of confidence. There's a strikeout of Ozuna. That's got to be part of it. Cardinals baseball brought to you by Budweiser, wherever legendary MLB moments happen. Budweiser will be there. And by Sling live TV you love only better. I would think it's got to be a big part of it.
Yeah, and you know what else is a big part of it is he's taking his walks, and you talked about the line drive percentage. He's been hitting the ball hard, which gives you the opportunity. You know there's something there as a manager. Eventually the balls are going to start falling, and they're starting to.
There's Drew Robinson, the pinch hitter. Fowler, we're a couple of ABs away from him. One ball, one strike. Well, for Robinson, it's kind of like what the relievers went through last year, up and down. There's Matt Wieters at the on-deck circle. And that'll beat the shift, and a base hit for Drew Robinson. First hit this year for Drew, and it brings in Matt Wieters. Wieters has had a couple of starts for the Cardinals, and in both those games he's performed.
He's done a nice job. I think he did a really nice job in spring training. When he's out there, he's like a leader. He was really positive with a lot of the young pitchers, and I think they like what they see. And he was a good player for a few years, and it just kind of something happened, disappeared for a year, and then it's a good pickup, I think.
Four-time All-Star, so 9 at bats, and he's driven in 5.
I just like the way he was taking charge behind the plate early on in camp, and really working with the young pitchers and keeping everything moving, and just you could tell he has a veteran presence.
And the 0-1. He's pinch hitting for Molina, so Martinez and Molina out of the ball game. And he'll catch the top of the 9th, the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, base hit. And Robinson from first to third. And it's a 3-hit night for Dexter Fowler, and he's coming up. Our Budweiser player of the game, Dexter Fowler. A single, run scored in the 2nd, 2-run homer in the 4th. He lined out in the 6th, and then came through again with a base hit the other way. He's driven in 3. So 1 out, 2 on. Average now at .303 with the 3 hits tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike. .16 hits, season high for the Cardinals. Drew Robinson's first hit as a Cardinal. And Fowler lines it off the pitcher's glove. Hustling down the line, he's safe, and it's a 4-hit night. Right off the glove of Wilkerson. And that's 4 hits tonight for Dexter Fowler. And it's another RBI.
This ball's crushed right here. Stays on that breaking ball. Hits the pitcher, and then he had to run a little bit. But I love the 4 hits. It's a big night right there.
Sting in the ball.
Yep.
The 1 out was loud.
Probably one of his better swings too.
You know, we had the chance to play a little golf with Dexter in spring, and
I was thinking about that. We gave him some good
Good vibes, huh?
Good vibes, yeah.
He was talking about, last year is last year and it's over. He said, I'm wiping the slate clean. It's a fresh start, and he's making the most of it. There's Colton Wong with runners at first and second. It's the first 4-hit night for Fowler since 2013.
So tough to come by.
Wong has been on base 3 times, 2 walks, RBI single. And a grounder handled easily. That's Thames at first. Runners advance to second and third. There's Lane Thomas, came up with the bases loaded back in that 7th inning and singled to drive in 2. Up and into Thomas. Giovanni Gallegos will have the 9th inning for St. Louis. One and one to count. If the Cardinals hold on, the club has never had starting pitchers allow 3 or more home runs in consecutive starts, and had the starting pitcher win. Happened yesterday with Hudson, could happen tonight with Flaherty. And the 1-2 pitch to Lane Thomas, and a swing and a miss. Cardinals add another run, a 4-hit night for Dexter Fowler. Giovanni Gallegos. Telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. 18 hits and 13 runs. Giovanni Gallegos into the ballgame for St. Louis, his 6th appearance. The thing you've noticed about Gallegos, Jimmy, a lot of strikeouts. 12 in the 5 games.
He's got a little sneaky fastball, good velocity. I think he's got kind of jumps up and throws it, quick delivery that adds some velocity with it. So yeah, he's been piling up the strikeouts. Good slider.
And the first pitch, Grandal in the air. DeYoung, 1 away. 6 innings with that out by Gallegos so far, and 12 strikeouts, and the opposition hitting 190 against him to add to what has been already a very good bullpen for the Cardinals. Came over in the Luke Voit deal and has done a nice job thus far. Here's Travis Shaw. You talk about things that happen at this level that will cost you, and I don't think there's any doubt the play by Braun, or the misplay if you will, to start that 7th inning is one that stands out. He missed what should have been a ball that was caught and left, turned out to be a double for Matt Carpenter, and then the Cardinals poured it on.
Opened up the floodgates. Pretty much a routine fly ball. Goes to show you nothing's routine.
And at that point, it was a 5-4 game. And the Cardinals picked up 7 in that inning. Another one in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-1 pitch to Shaw. Lifts it in the air to center. Thomas back. He'll look up, and it's gone. A long home run hit by Travis Shaw. His second this year. Both have been against the Cardinals. And here's the play that Braun came in on and just missed it. He's also homered tonight. And the first pitch is strike. Ryan Braun with 1 out in the 5th. Flaherty had not allowed a hit. Then Braun hit an opposite field home run. Here's the 0-1. And he picks up a base hit to left.
The guy can still hit.
Yep. So 1 out, a runner at first, and here's Eric Thames. 13-5 our score here in the top of the 9th. And Thames hits a fly ball into right, and the catch on the run. Drew Robinson. And there's 2 away. Hernan Perez began the ball game at second, took over at short. And the Cardinals 1 out away from taking game 1. We'll see if Jim has an interview lined up with Dexter after the game. They'll have a live post-game interview down on the field. And the 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2. Fielder's indifference for Braun as he'll take second base. And Wieters wants to change up the signs with a runner at second. And the 0-2 pitch to Perez. Perez homered earlier tonight. There's been 8 games between the two teams, and there's been a combined 38 home runs hit.
Some homers. Milwaukee's the new Homer Dome.
And the 0-2. Fly ball again and right. Robinson over, and it's out of play. 8 games, 38 homers.
I'll tell you what, they're not playing with that soft ball anymore either. Sounds like a hand grenade going off when these guys are hitting baseballs now.
Sounds like pretty comfortable hitters too.
Yeah.
And the 0-2 pitch by Giovanni Gallegos. Right down the middle, he struck him out, and the Cardinals take game 1, 13-5.
Nice job, everyone, huh? Dexter Fowler, great job. Pitchers hung in there. A lot of offense. A lot of first to third tonight, Danny. A lot of running.
Cardinals season high in hits and runs. A big night for Dexter Fowler coming up. It's the post-game show. Jim will be downstairs live on the field with a guest. Ricky and Scott, they'll break it down in studio. 13-5 the final. Post-game show next.